Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be kicking the video off with some Bitcoin technical analysis, because right now, Bitcoin is testing and looks to be breaking bearish below some very important Bitcoin support that, according to the last 5 years of price data, Bitcoin does not need to be falling below. I don't see anyone else talking about this, but this is actually a pretty big deal. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here in a little while. But first, I have to introduce our news today, because the United States Securities and Exchange Chairman Jay Clayton recently said on Bitcoin ETFs, there is work left to be done. And we're going to dive into this article in a little while because this really kind of pushes the horizon off for Bitcoin ETFs. According to him, it doesn't really seem like there's one going to be coming in the near future. So I want to talk about Bitcoin ETFs a little bit, but we're also going to talk about the Van Eck Bitcoin quote-unquote ETF that launched. This isn't an ETF, it's a trust that is available to QIBs or qualified institutional buyers. It looks and feels just like a traditional ETF, but it's not. They managed to circumvent SEC regulation and slipped by with this. And unfortunately, even though this is available to qualified institutional buyers, you would think a lot of money would be pouring into this. In their first week, they only managed to raise $41,000 of investment. And to us small fish out there, we think $41,000, okay, that's not bad. But to a company as large as Van Eck and SolidX Management, $41,000 is literally pennies. That is absolutely pathetic, guys. I think the only real word that can describe that amount of investment in the first week is just plain sad. So we're going to be talking about what that means for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets later. I think you guys are going to want to know everything we talk about in today's video, so make sure you stick around to the end. And guys, if you do enjoy today's video, make sure you smash that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for daily cryptocurrency technical analysis and crypto news. Anyway, guys, without much further ado, we're going to dive right on into it, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the level of support Bitcoin is testing. It's none other than the 100 daily simple moving average. Yeah, kind of boring. Seriously, I mean, it's not that crazy. It's not like some wild Fibonacci level. It's not a Bollinger Band. It's not a VPVR level. It's the 100 daily simple moving average. But trust me when I say this is important. Guys, if we look back on the history of the 100 daily simple moving average, we're going to see a pretty obvious trend here, especially if we look at the last bull market from when it started back over here in October of 2015 all the way through till the end of the 2016-17 bull market. We'll notice something. Bitcoin never really went below this moving average during a bull market. We went below it for a little while. We even went below it about 5 to 10% for about 2 months in this period in 2016 right here. But in general, Bitcoin never really went below this moving average for very long. It can go below for a few days, even up to a month or two, but it really doesn't go very far below it when it does. Same thing is true for the bear markets, guys. After Bitcoin got a bunch of support on it and fell bearish, when it went into a bear market, this was really one of the confirmations of a bear market, was falling below the 100 daily simple moving average. We went into the bear market and Bitcoin never really got very far above it. I remember doing technical analysis on this market over here, and we pretty much called the top right around where it was because we said, guys, during bear markets, Bitcoin will get a little bit above the 100 daily simple and fall back below it, and we were able to call these tops with that. Furthermore, when Bitcoin did actually get above and sustain a bullish breakout above the 100 daily simple moving average, that was one of our early warning signs that we were actually moving into a new bull market. But speaking of early warning signs, guys, this doesn't look great. As we can see, over the last month, Bitcoin has been continually testing the 100 daily simple moving average, even so far as falling below it for 4 or 5 days, and now we're coming down and testing and looking to be breaking bearish below it again. This is not insignificant, guys. Don't write this off just because it's a simple moving average. Bitcoin falling below this is huge, especially when our analysis here on the Crypto Jeb channel, and a lot of people's analysis here on YouTube, and maybe even your analysis, is pointing towards Bitcoin going at least to this uptrend of support right here, or even as far as $8,500 to a VPVR level, down around $8,000, or maybe even a little bit lower. And guys, you will notice during previous bear markets that yes, Bitcoin did fall briefly below these levels of support, but guess what? Bitcoin didn't fall very far below those levels of support. Bitcoin only briefly fell below them and didn't fall very far at that. As we can see right here, Bitcoin only fell 5% below that level of support. That's not huge, but if Bitcoin were to pull back to $8,500 like a lot of our analysis is pointing to, that would be a 17% correction from where it is now at the 100 daily simple moving average. Furthermore, guys, if we go ahead and adjust this moving average to something a person in yesterday's video's comments pointed out to me, and we change this to the 125 simple moving average, what we're going to find is this picture that I went ahead and uploaded on my Twitter. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter at CryptoJeb. I'm being a lot more active over there. Quantum Evolution pointed out the 125 daily SMA, and as we can see on our chart right now, that gives us some interesting data as well. It's pretty much the 100 daily simple, but it removes a lot of this invariability where Bitcoin would briefly fall below the moving average and get above it. Bitcoin never really went below this moving average, at least not very far. We did a little bit there, but as you can see, this fits this market even better than it did previously. And as we can see, guys, Bitcoin has already tested it and recovered from it, and it looks like Bitcoin's coming down to it again and maybe testing it then. But guys, this is even more important because Bitcoin very rarely goes below this moving average. Now, of the two, the 100 and the 125, I would encourage you to look at the 100 mainly because more people are going to be doing analysis based off of that. It's more relevant because there's more attention on it. But the 125 also illustrates what I'm saying here, and that is that Bitcoin looks like it's starting to break market structure that constitutes a bull market. And I want to make myself very clear here, so don't don't get it twisted. I am not saying that Bitcoin is going into a bear market. I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination that the bull market is over, but I am showing you what the technicals are showing me, and the technicals are showing me that that is starting to become a possibility, albeit a very small possibility, maybe like a 5% possibility, but this doesn't look good, guys. You want to know what I think? Personally, what I think is that we're kind of in this phase of the bull market where Bitcoin had to blow off top to kick off the bull market. Okay, now we're in a bull market, everyone can agree, but then guess what Bitcoin did? It traded sideways for 6 months. This is why I'm not so totally sold on the idea of Bitcoin going to $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 by the end of the year, because guys, I think Bitcoin needs time to consolidate. I think Bitcoin needs time to lock in the gains it's made here, and it needs to trade sideways for a month or two. Either that or pull back to $8,500 and try to start a slow uptrend from there. But no matter what happens, I don't think Bitcoin has enough adoption and interest from the mainstream media right now, and especially from institutional buyers, for Bitcoin to just go straight to the moon to $20,000 and beyond. I definitely think that's in the cards, but I think it's going to take a little longer than we think it is. And something like this news of VanEck's new Bitcoin trust only getting $41,000 in the first week when the entire United States is open to this as far as qualified institutional buyers are concerned. Guys, $41.4 thousand under management, that's nothing. Guys, VanEck has billions of dollars under management. This is pittance. It's sad. So I want to make my position on this very clear. I'm not a moon boy, and I'm also not a fudster. I don't think Bitcoin is going to crash to $3,000, but I also don't see Bitcoin going straight to $20,000 by the end of the year. It doesn't feel like we're ready for it. So guys, tell me what you think of that analysis in the comment section down below. I think it's plenty reasonable, and I do think we need to be careful about what we wish for and what we expect out of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin needs to pump the brakes every once in a while, guys. Bitcoin only ran to $20,000 back over here with the backing of the mainstream media and a large portion of YouTube shoving Bitcoin down your throat, and everybody got involved with it. But nowadays, guys, we don't have that. We're building this new bull market based off of people who are already in the space, and there's only so many of us. As powerful and as wealthy as many of us are, we can only push Bitcoin so far. It's when that mainstream adoption starts coming back that the next phase of the bull market can start, and that's really not going to kick off until we start passing $20,000 and it starts making mainstream news. So guys, with that in mind, I'm not saying to short, I'm not saying to long, I'm not saying to FUD, I'm not saying to FOMO. I am saying to follow what the technicals are saying you, because if you follow what the technicals are saying you, 95% of the time you're going to be golden. So guys, like I said, tell me in the comment section down below what you thought of that analysis, but let's move on quickly to our news for today. And guys, don't write this off as being irrelevant. This is very important. The United States Securities and Exchange Chairman Jay Clayton recently spoke with CNBC's Bob Pisani regarding the regulator's latest take on Bitcoin exchange traded funds, or ETFs. Guys, we've been talking about Bitcoin ETFs on this channel for pretty much as long as this channel has been covering news. A Bitcoin ETF is a big deal, and honestly, it's the kind of thing that will revolutionize cryptocurrency markets. It'll bring a lot of adoption in the market, but only if we are also having that mainstream news to drive retail and institutional investors into the space. Only if Bitcoin is looking very appealing at the very moment. And right now, guys, Bitcoin is still trying to plow its way back up to 20K. Once we get there, that all the dominoes are going to start falling into place, but it's going to take a little while. And what he said here, guys, is really important. He said, given that they trade on largely unregulated exchanges, how can we be sure that those prices aren't subjected to significant manipulation? Now, progress is being made, but people need to answer these hard questions for us to be comfortable that this was the appropriate type of product. And guys, he's absolutely right when he says that. As much as I don't like the SEC and the rest of the US government, or any government for that matter, meddling in what I can and cannot invest in, the SEC's job, whether you like it or not, is to protect the United States consumer. Their job is to only allow products that are not going to be manipulated. And guys, even though I'm very confident in cryptocurrency markets, we're always, I mean, I'm not, but a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space are always crying manipulation. They're always crying whale. So you can't really put it past the SEC for being concerned that an ETF, which is a derivative and has to be a derivative of something, be it Gemini, Bitfinex, one of these exchanges, Coinbase, it has to be a derivative of something. The SEC is right to worry about manipulation in the market from which that Bitcoin ETF is deriving its price action. This leads me to an interesting point, though, that I'm probably going to cover in a future video, and that is that we may not see a Bitcoin ETF until Bakkt launches, because Bakkt is not a derivative, it's an actual exchange with physically delivered Bitcoin. Perhaps we can have a Bitcoin ETF built on top of Bakkt. That's an interesting topic. Tell me in the comment section down below if you'd like to see a dedicated video on that, because I talked about that in yesterday's live stream. There's a lot of detail we can go into that I think you guys will enjoy. Either way, keep this in mind, guys. This is one of the big reasons why a Bitcoin ETF has not been passed yet. It's because there's not really a major exchange in cryptocurrency to base price action off of that is well regulated by the United States, so that the SEC can be sure there's not manipulation going on. Anyway, moving on to our last news here. That would be VanEck's new Bitcoin trust. Investment management firm VanEck has issued just 4 Bitcoin via its new trust focused on institutional investors. Guys, that would be, frankly, one of the funniest things I've read all month, if not for how sad it is. Data from the company spotted by economist and cryptocurrency commentator Alex Kruger on September 10th showed that since its launch at the start of the month, VanEck SolidX Bitcoin Trust 144A shares total net assets are only $41,400. Now, there's a lot of hoopla going on about whether or not this is actually an ETF, and no, it's not, and it's not exactly what they're saying it is. It doesn't matter. What matters is that they launched a trust to qualified institutional buyers, and there's a lot of people that qualify as qualified institutional buyers, and in the first week, they've only managed to raise $41,400 in investment into this new trust. The reason that's so sad, guys, is because we've been talking about Bitcoin ETF on this channel for nearly 2 years now. Someone like Nicholas Merton over at Data Dash, shout out to him. He's been talking about Bitcoin ETFs for over 2 years, going back into mid-2017. He was talking about them. I think it's undeniable that a Bitcoin ETF is going to be huge for the market, but this right here kind of throws a little bit of dirt on that. The fact that we've only seen $41,400 invested into what should be a massive product is definitely concerning. Anyway, guys, like I said, tell me in the comment section down below what your feelings are on the market right now. Do you feel like Bitcoin breaking below the 100 simple moving average and falling as much as 20% below it is as big a deal as I think it is? Or tell me if instead you think Bitcoin's only going to fall to this uptrend of support and from there Bitcoin will bounce, meaning that Bitcoin isn't actually falling very far below the 100 simple moving average at all. That's another possibility. I'd love to hear your take on that in the comment section down below. And guys, do also remember that the sale on the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is currently active. That coupon code is September 2019 for a $40 off code on the Academy. If you guys want to learn how to do technical analysis from start to finish, the basics and the more advanced concepts, even the most advanced concepts, you're going to need to learn it all in one place. Guys, it might sound easy to go on YouTube and learn all of this stuff without an actual teacher and without an actual curriculum. Trust me when I say it's not. I am telling you that from someone who did it themselves. I learned all of this on my own. I didn't take a course, and it took me over a year. It took me hundreds, if not over 1,000 hours, a lot of money lost in bad trades. It was simply a bad decision for me not to take a course. Even if I had to pay $2,000 for a course, I would have done it to save myself the amount of time that I invested learning this stuff on my own. It took forever, and it cost a lot of money. Instead of doing everything that I did, guys, I'm making the same mistake that I and a lot of people do in cryptocurrency markets. With this coupon code, CT2A only runs for $159. Guys, there are courses in this space that do run for $1,000 or $2,000 for the content that's in here. There's over 10 hours of content. There are courses in this space that are 4 hours long, and you pay $1,500 to get in them. We cover everything from the very basics of how to set up your TradingView account if you're a brand new technical analyst, all the way through far more advanced concepts like these down here. And you're going to need to know everything that is in this course. If it's in this course, you need to know it to be a skilled technical analyst. Do remember that the price of CT2A is going to be rising from $199 to $249 in about a week and a half when this sale is over. So not only are you getting $40 off CT2A, you're actually more like getting $90 off, because not only do you get access to all current content, you also get access to all future content. You don't have to pay again when new content comes to CT2A. In fact, there is a revamp going on right now on CT2A, and there's a new video going to be going up today, right after I finish this video, in CT2A to people who are already members. That video would be our video down here on wedges and pennants. So if you're already in CT2A, check this video out. By the time this video is uploaded, the video on wedges and pennants is going to be completely revamped. We're uploading a new video to CT2A and revamping a video every single day of this week. And if you're in the course, you're already getting access to it. And guys, I'm not announcing exactly what it is just yet, but there is going to be a big launch coming around this time next month. And if you're in CT2A when that launches, you're going to be getting a huge discount on that new product. And I know you guys are going to love it. I've been planning it for a long time. So guys, check us out at the link in the description down below. If you're still unsure about whether or not you want to join us over at CT2A, just know this: there are 850 students and they love it. You can join the Discord server down below, our free Discord community, and you can talk to real people who are in CT2A. Guys, I'm the only cryptocurrency commentator that I know of who is comfortable and confident enough in his product that I will allow my students to say whatever they want to say and defer to them to do my marketing for me, because I know that they are happy with the product, because they always tell me that. There's not a shadow of doubt in my mind or in their mind whether or not it's a good product, whether or not it's worth every single penny. Go talk to them. They'll tell you. I'm not paying them. I'm not telling them what to say, but I do know what they're going to say because they always say it. So check us out at the Discord server down below. And also, guys, I do want to mention one thing here at the end of the video, and that would be this. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this on screen for a little bit and tease you guys a little bit. Anyway, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap the video up. If you guys did enjoy today's video, there's a few things I would humbly ask you to do. If you did enjoy the video anyway, make sure you smash that like button. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you guys watched all the way through the CT2A presentation, I want to give you a little treat. I want you guys to go ahead and tell me in the comment section the name of a bird. I want to hear the name of a bird from you guys. Let me know. It can be an ostrich. It can be a peacock. It can be a Walla Walla Bing Bang. I don't know what. It can be anything. I just want to see it so that everybody who didn't watch through me presenting CT2A will be very confused as to why there are a bunch of birds in the comment section. Let's see what kind of birds you can come up with, guys. But anyway, guys, if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But as always, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I do want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.